The race to evacuate from Afghanistan.
ITV Lunchtime News with Lucrezia Millarini.
Good afternoon. Boris Johnson is preparing to urge the US president to delay the final withdrawal of American troops from Afghanistan's capital beyond Joe Biden's deadline of August the 31st. Around 1,800 UK nationals and more than 2,000 Afghans who help British forces are still waiting to be evacuated from Kabul. The Prime Minister will host an emergency meeting of G7 world leaders tomorrow. The Defence Secretary Ben Wallace has already conceded the UK's mission will end when the US leaves and is down to hours now, not weeks. Our political reporter Shihab Khan has the latest. Well, over the last week, concern has, of course, increased for the safety of girls and women in Afghanistan, particularly women activists and their male allies. Well, joining us now is Sarah. Well, it's been just over a week since the Taliban claimed power in Afghanistan. Our senior international correspondent, John Irvine, has been covering the story. You can watch his outstanding series of reports on our website and, of course, follow all the latest. Just head over to itv.com/news. Moving on now, more than 80 COVID testing companies have been given a government warning for advertising misleading prices for coronavirus travel tests. The private firms which offer tests for people to go abroad were offering lower prices on an official government website than they were actually charging at checkout. Well, Sejal Carrier is here. And Sejal, this has been a real problem for some people, hasn't it?
Yes, and the message to customers with their prices for tests.
Sejal, if they breach this warning, what happens then?
Well, essentially,
people aged 16 and 17 in England are being urged to take up the offer of a COVID vaccine. Latest figures show young people aged 18 to 34 now make up more than 1 in 5 of those admitted to hospital with the virus. Well, in a bid to boost vaccination rates, young adults have shared their experiences of the debilitating effects of long COVID in a new NHS video. Well, cases of coronavirus in Japan continue to reach record highs a day before the opening of the Paralympic Games. A search effort is underway to find dozens of people missing after flash flooding hit central Tennessee. So far, the deaths of 22 people have been confirmed, including 7-month-old twins. Well, meanwhile, on the east coast of the US, hundreds of thousands of people are still without power following the arrival of Tropical Storm Henry. Armani Ibrahimi reports. Some sad news. Gogglebox star Mary Kirk has died in hospital at the age of 92. Well, with the backdrop of a summer of extreme weather events across the globe, the climate activist Extinction Rebellion have begun a fortnight of protests in London. Today they're marching from Trafalgar Square to the City of London, hoping to highlight the financial industry's impact on climate change. Our reporter Martha Fairley has more. Martha Fairley reporting there. And finally, they're changing the guard once again at Buckingham Palace. That's it. I'm back at 6:30. The news where you follows the national weather, but from everyone here, bye-bye. Hello again. Now the main stories in London. A man and a woman whose deaths in Westminster last week are being investigated as a double murder have been named. The RMT union has said they are prepared for members to strike over what they say is inadequate action from Thameslink trains over the company's handling of a bacteria outbreak. Police are appealing for help to identify a man in relation to a hate crime on a 64-year-old Jewish man in Stamford Hill on Wednesday night. In football, Chelsea got the better of Arsenal to a 2-0 win. The West End is hoping that cutting the cost of tickets will see audiences head back to the theatre. More than 40. And a rabbi in Hertfordshire has been overwhelmed with donations after his online appeal to help Afghan families was met with a huge outpouring of support. All right, time for the weather. Here's Sally. And that's it. Duncan is back here at 6. Until then, enjoy your afternoon. Bye-bye.